welcome back to my book channel. So for today's video, I'm going to remake something that I put on my blog. I just started a few months ago, but it's coming, it's getting there. If you would like to check out that blog post, there will be a link to it down below in the description box. I call this Ranked, where I take all the books from an author or all the books from a series and rank them from least fantastic to most fantastic. Today's edition is going to be featuring Colleen Hoover! First off, let's take a moment to adore how beautiful all of her covers are. They have such great detail, have cool print to them. Like this part is matte, and then it's the shiny glossy print for the Maybe Someday, and there's faces in the back of the words. I don't know if you can see that. Look at how pretty that is. Let the rankings begin! In 12th place, we have Losing Hope, which is the second book in the Hopeless series. This book was great and I did love it. However, I didn't find it completely necessary because it's pretty much a replication of Hopeless, but from the guy's perspective instead of the girl's perspective. If I had to put one of Colleen's books in 12th place, it would be this one. For 11th place, we have this girl. This girl. Right here. That one. This girl. Again, not to say that this book was not good. This was the third book in the Slam series, and it seems to me that with series, I kind of lose interest in them. Romance books, I don't want to see series as much as I do with other types of genres for some reason. It's, to me, kind of, the whole point of a romance is for two people to fall in love and have a happily ever after, and they usually get that in the first book, and then after that, it's all going to be downs and ups until it finally ends in an up. You just know what a romance is going to be. So I don't love series that much. For 10th place, we have Point of Retreat. And not to say this book wasn't fantastic, that's going to be my disclaimer for all of these books. This was the second book in the Slam series, but it's been a really long time since I've read this too, which might be some of the reasons that I'm neglecting these older books because I've been reading the more recent books, so they're obviously going to be more close to the top. In 9th place is Finding Cinderella. Finding Cinderella is a novella in the Hopeless series. The Hopeless series focuses on two main characters, Skye and Dean Holder, and this novella focuses on the smaller characters that are their best friends who have an interesting romance story together. This was very cute, very easy to read. It's very skinny, see? When I got this book at the bookstore, I went home and I read it all in the next 3 or 4 hours. I just sat there and read straight through it all. It was very cute. It was different. It was funny. There was a lot of humor in this one. Not the type of characters that I typically connect to. However, I did really enjoy this. 8th place is Maybe Someday. A lot of people really love this book, and I really do enjoy it myself. It was creative. There's cool ideas. I like that there is music involved, which is obvious due to the music notes on the cover. This is the book that Griffin Peterson collaborated with Colleen, and the main male lead is a singer and he writes songs. So Griffin Peterson took those songs and turned them into reality. That is available for free at maybesomeday.com, so you can listen to those while you're reading, and that is super awesome. I really liked that experience. It's something different that you don't really see a lot, and this one was not as devastating as the others, but it was cute. It was just a nice little story to get, and a lot of people are asking for short stories again of these two characters, so maybe we'll see some of that someday in the future. 7th place, appropriately, is Maybe Not. Maybe Not is the novella that comes right after Maybe Someday, and this is not about the same characters, but it is about characters that are in that book. The characters in this story, Warren and Bridget, are very difficult people to see in a serious, loving relationship, but somehow they fall in love and have a cute romance together, and I'm a sucker for those. You can really read this without even reading Maybe Someday, which is cool. If you want to read some of Colleen's stories, but you're not sure if you're ready to jump into a 300 or so page novel, then these little novellas are a great place to start because they showcase her work really well, and they're super easy to fly through in one day or two if you're busy, you know. If you have a life unlike me. For 6th place, we're going back to an oldie, and that is Hopeless. This is an emotional story. There's a lot of things I can't say about this book because there's a lot of secrets in it, and I don't want to spoil anything. Basically, it's about this girl named Skye who meets this guy named Dean Holder, who is mysterious and dark and one of those, you know, he's one of those men. But Sky's one of those girls who has no emotions towards guys at all. She hooks up with a lot of guys because her best friend Six does, but she never completely hooks up with them, just kisses them and makes out and stuff. She never has that feeling of love and enjoying being with someone. Then she meets Dean Holder and she starts having these weird feelings that she can't explain. And Dean can't stay away from her and she can't stay away from him, and they don't know why and what it is about each other that's drawing them to each other. Fifth place is November 9. November 9 was released on November 10th of 2015 because November 10th was a Tuesday, but it is one of her newer books released in November. Everyone was super excited for this book. Like, everyone was going crazy about November 9, which how can you not, because the cover is gorgeous. Let me show you. I had super duper high expectations and I was ready to be blown away like no other. I thought this was going to be my favorite book by her as soon as it came out, and I liked it, but I didn't love it, and I think that's because everyone was hyping it so much. It was so highly anticipated, and it was very good, and it was a cool idea. It's about these two characters, a boy and a girl named Fallon and Ben, and Fallon and Ben meet on November 9th on Fallon's last day of living in LA. She's getting ready to move, so they agree to meet in a year on that same day, November 9th. It happens over the years. There's a lot of changes in the relationship, some secrets. You're good, November 9. You're really good, but you're not the best. In fourth place, we have Confess. Confess is another one of Colleen's newer books. It was released in March of 2015. Confess is about two characters named Auburn and Owen. So Auburn's going through a really difficult time in her life. She doesn't have a lot of hope for the future, and then she runs into Owen at his art studio. He's looking for a worker, she's looking for a job. There they go, perfect match, they fall in love, bam, that's it, the end. Okay, no, just kidding, that's not the end. The best things about this book are possibly the art. It is amazing. Look at that. There's also really good artwork throughout. See the paintings. This was a collaboration with an artist. I don't know his real name, but his Instagram, I do follow him. I believe it's Art by Doc, and I will put a link for that in the description because it's super cool to look at. And Owen's not your typical artist. He writes based off of confessions, anonymous confessions that people drop in a box. So he takes people's confessions and turns them into art. And all the confessions in this book were authentic confessions from real people, I believe. Who thinks of this stuff? What goes on in Colleen's brain? I just want to be there for a day just to see what it's like, because it's pretty cool. In third place, we have Slammed. Slammed. Slammed is about two characters, Will and Lakin. Contained in this book is slam poetry. Yep, I said it, slam poetry. Oh my gosh, guys, I forgot to tell you the best part of this book. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. Dun, 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 dun. Colleen Hoover signed this book with my name, her name, and a message that is an inside thing about this book. Colleen Hoover has touched this book, and it's in my hands. Anyway, Slammed is really wonderful. There's a big secret, so I can't really tell you like anything about it at all, but these two people fall in love and there's a lot of poetry, and I hated poetry until I read this book, and now I love poetry, and now I even write poetry because of this book. Second place is I don't own it in print, because nobody owns it in print. Second place is Too Late, which Colleen Hoover posted on Wattpad a couple of months ago. She worked on it when she was in a writing slump and ended up just turning it into a whole story, which she shared with all of her fans for free. Holla Colleen, you cool AF. Too Late is about an abusive relationship. It's deep and it's dark. That's why I love it a lot. I really like the rawness of it. I really like the reality of it. I love the message. I love how it can change people's lives. If they read that book, they see how a girl gets out of a really bad relationship and finds a really good one. Again, it was so creative. All the aspects of it were so creative. How it all comes together. I really loved Too Late. Read it all on my phone. It was great. Finally, number one is Ugly Love. Ugly Love is devastating and it breaks your heart. It makes you want to cry. So I love it. About Tate and Miles, Miles is very closed off to love. He has rules and don't ask about his past and don't expect a future. Whoa. It reminded me of 50 Shades of Grey when I first saw it, but it's not like that at all. There's also some poetry type writing in here. It's super cool. Don't want to spoil anything. But they are now making this into a movie. Round of applause for Colleen. Nick Bateman is going to play Miles Archer, and Nick Bateman is super hot. This will always be my #1 favorite. It is super amazing. This is always the book I give to people when I want them to read Colleen's works because I really, really, really just love this one. So that's all I got because that's all Colleen's written, except actually today is August 1st. I'm not sure when I'll be posting this video, if it will be today or tomorrow, but on August 2nd, It Ends With Us comes out. That is going to be her latest book. I have no idea what it's about. I'm going in blind because that's what they tell you to do, and I'm really, really excited to read it. I'm sure I will have that finished by August 4th. And then I can be posting a review about that, and I'll let you know where it falls in the rankings. If you have read any of Colleen Hoover's works, please comment and tell me which ones you have read and which are your favorites. Please subscribe to see more videos, give this a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Thanks for watching, bye! By Pete Griffin. Pete Griffin? No. Griffin Peterson? Is that his name? I never remember his name. Isn't that sad? Peter Griffin is from Family Guy. That ain't Peter Griffin. Who is displayed right here by Dang it, Griffin Peterson. Not to say I don't love the main character in this book, Dean Holder, who is portrayed here by Griffin Peterson, who is someone I will tell you about when I get to Hopeless. Wait. Gotta make sure I'm still recording, because that was not fun last time.